What's up, duelists? Long time no see. I took a week off, but we're back and better than ever. Today's video is going to be a banger. We're going to be doing some serious tournament testing for the upcoming PPG 5K. But before that, just a few tournament announcements. RBET Santa Clara, there are still a few slots left for this. Make sure and sign up. You don't want to miss this. This is the first place mat. It's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful gift donation from Yggdrasil Materials. You can sign up for this. Find the link in the description below. Also, I'm going to be at the PPG Summit event in Texas this weekend, so I am testing for that. $5,000 Edison tournament. Come say hi, come play if you're in the area. And if you're not in the area and you want to play Edison, but you're in SoCal and you just want to test before RBET Indianapolis, Collectible Exchange is hosting a Switch 2 Edison tournament this Saturday on July 5th as well. So a lot of Edison stuff on the horizon. Also, if you are coming to RBET Indianapolis, it is sold out, but I just wanted to show off this beautiful gift donation again from Yggdrasil Materials. These are the coveted Yggdrasil productions that come along with RBET and RBET only. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. But yeah, this is for the players who we managed to put together the charity tournament in Indianapolis in lieu of the Nationals. What is it? Fiasco, I guess is the right word. Anyway, let's get into the rhythm of things. I'm getting kicked off the DB server already, so that's pretty much that. We've got 3 different Dragons builds that I'm going to be playtesting today. But before we get into that, I just want to explain my sort of thought process before going to a tournament. Now, I could play Fairies again. The last 2 tournaments I went to, I got 3rd place and 2nd place respectively with Fairies. I think Fairies is amongst the top 3 decks in Edison format, and I feel really confident in my ability to take that deck to a tournament and play it. However, I've had a lot of people ask me to take Dragons and play Dragons in this tournament specifically. So I'm going to be trying to workshop a Dragon build to take to the tournament this weekend. I think that it's nice to get a good variety in there, and I only get to play so many tournaments, so I got to play with a bunch of different decks, including this one. So yeah, this is the first build that I'm going to be trying out. My tournament testing process usually goes like this. Step 1, figure out your main deck configuration. That's step 1. Step 2, figure out your sideboarding out patterns. So like against Black Wings going first, what am I taking out, etc., etc. Go through every of the top 5 matchups that you expect to see. So for me, I'm going to be predicting in Texas, probably Black Wings, Lightsworn, Frog Hero are going to be the top 3. And then maybe Value Turbo, maybe Glads for the next 2. So I'm going to prepare for those 5 matchups the most. And anything else, I'm just going to hope to cover with universal stuff, basically. But the second part of the process is I'm going to need to have a side out and a side in for all 5 of those matchups. And I'm going to need to be using every single one of my sideboard slots for those 5 matchups. And if I'm not, then I'm going to need to adjust my sideboarding pattern. And then once that's done, it's just a matter of testing and making sure my play is up to date. So that's pretty much it. That's my prep for tournament process. And I think that will guarantee a lot of people tops. Obviously, if everyone's doing it, it's not going to guarantee everyone a top. But the people who do it the best and manage to metagame the best and manage to have the best side-ins, side-outs, that sort of thing, will genuinely have a leg up on the competition. So yeah, we're going to start off with this list. We're going to be playing against Damien. I've asked the people I'm playing against today to play meta. So we're going to be playing against like real shit right now. But let me just host up real quick. I'll see where Damien is at. I'm messaging him on Discord. Where the fuck are you? Anyway, I hope you guys have been well. I took a week off. I strained one of my vocal cords doing some very vocal activities. Oh, there he is. All right, okay, cool. Good luck, have fun. But I'm feeling better now, so that's good. That's all there is to it. We've also got, man, the next few weeks are going to be so packed full of Edison stuff. I'm super excited. We are going first. We've got Spear Dragon. The reason I'm playing 2 Spear Dragon is I wanted to have like 5 solid normal summons. Do you mean that after? Yes. We're going to start off with Drago. It's the most powerful card in our deck next to Red Eyes and Future Fusion, so We pass, and I'm going to reveal probably Spear Dragon because he's going to be the monster that I'm going to summon the next, most likely. I'm going to go ahead and Dust Shoot here. If there's like a Caius or a Sirocco, those are the cards that I would like to take. I'm testing out Legacy of Yugioh as well. This is... This is quite annoying. There's a Deep Prison, there's a Krebins, and there's a Reaper. Krebins and Reaper are both problematic. I have no way of dealing with like a ladder into a Synchro here. I think it's probably just take Krebins. Yeah. He's got Goblin, Plague, Prison, Reaper, and Instant. So the reason I really don't like Legacy of Yugioh in this deck, and I'm already proving right now why it's not very good, is you need actionable cards in Edison format. Like, if I just have a Deep Prison right here, I'm actually big chillin'. But if he decides to go for like some sort of instant fusion play here, my back row actually does nothing. It actually doesn't help at all. Gale is a card we are trying here as a way of just dealing with specifically Spirit Reaper. And also as a way to help your 1900 monsters press through like 2000 defenders. Stuff like Gravekeeper Spy, stuff like Dupe Frog. You'll get into certain situations where you'll have like a Spear Dragon in play and you'll attack into a set monster and it'll be like a Dupe Frog. And you'll be like, how do I get through that next turn? Gale helps you. This also deals with Caius, which is like threat number 1. I'm going to go ahead and fire the Legacy. I would like to draw a Space Typhoon. Very much like to draw a Space Typhoon. Deep Prison is not terrible here. We could run the Spear Dragon into the set monster. We could also attempt to just set up a bigger play. We could just Black Rose the field, but then we lose our Drago. I'm not certain the best way to approach this. I think it might be swing with the Spear Dragon. I'm feeling that. I think that play works really well. Because he'll take 17. It's the Reaper here. Oh, it's Goblin Zombie. Okay. Interesting. I didn't expect that. I don't know why I didn't expect that, but I didn't. Take 850. Yeah, cool. And then we drew into our own Deep Prison, which is nice. Thankfully, he didn't go for his play or whatever his play was supposed to be. Oh, I forgot to wait for him to search Goblin Zombie. I thought he had searched already. It doesn't matter. Most of the stuff he can search here just doesn't matter. It's all more or less the same. Like Mizuki here, like just doesn't do anything. It just doesn't ladder to anything. It doesn't get him any grave effect because all the other zombies are darks. He may go for like something like defend with Spirit Reaper even at this point, but see, that's not what I wanted to see. Top deck Space Typhoon is not ideal, but also really annoying. We had 2 chainables, and then he top deck Space Typhoon the turn after we had the chainable. Unfortunate. Alas, if he has Carbonella Warrior, he can now own us here with the instant fusion play. If he doesn't have Carbonella Warrior, then... Oh, do we have Synchro we can make? Do we have a fusion we can make? Recognizing the situation. Okay, yes. He is recognizing the situation. He's recognizing he cannot deal with the Drago with just Summon Plague. Yeah, nice. I'm just let him know. It's cool. We're testing, so I'm not like super pressed on holding him to his actions here. I would like to get the best possible results from this. I'm going to send the Wyvern. Ooh, actually, second Drago's not bad. He knows about the Wyvern, I guess. If we attack with just Wyvern, second Drago is more damage. I'm not sure really what he could top deck here if we just go second Drago. I think Wyvern... What's in his fucking hand? He has Plague, Reaper, Instant Fusion. Okay, so Instant Fusion's dead. Reaper we can kill with Gale. Let's go with Wyvern. Let's go with Wyvern attack. I don't think he'll Deep Prison the Wyvern. I think he'll just let the Mizuki die. Take the 100. It's less damage for him overall. Next turn, he's going to set the Reaper, try to turtle up. And then, in that case, we can just attack the Reaper with the Wyvern. Okay, he's going to Deep Prison here. That's a misplay on his part, I think. I think he should save his Deep Prison for the Drago, just as a way to deal with that. But it is what it is. All right, end phase, we can reveal the next Drago. Or is it the White Knight? I think revealing the... White Knight tells our hand is a little weak. I think I'll rather reveal the Drago. He might just try to turtle up with the Reaper here. Yeah, it might just be turtle with the Reaper, and then we can get over that with Gale. I'm assuming that's Reaper, yep. Okay, cool. So I'm going to summon Gale here. We're going to go ahead and attack with the Gale first, because I don't really want to kill a Pyramid Turtle at this point by battle. Okay, in phase 2, just activate the Gale, have the Reaper, and destroy it. And then we've got Return from the Different Dimension, which we could potentially use. So he's got 1 Unknown, 1 Plague Spreader, and 1 Instant Fusion, which is dead into the Drago. I think we're kind of chilling, so I'm just going to end phase reveal the Drago. Brain Control has obviously been bad for us since day 1, but I think we're kind of in a good spot here. We could always return back this Ancient Sacred Wyvern and start to make really aggressive pushes with the second Drago, or even tribute summoning the White Knight Dragon next turn. Setting a new monster is annoying for sure, but it's fine. Return from the Different Dimension is another card that I'm not like super in love with, but it's chill. All right, battle phase. Let's attack with the Gale. Is it attack with the Gale? No, it might just be attack with the Drago. If it is turtle, it is. It says, I have many outs to this dragon. Okay, he doesn't draw anything. It's going to be 1,300 and then 1,900. He has many outs to this dragon, but they are not in his hand. And now we have 2 of them, and we have a Solemn Judgment. We've also got Return in case they get banished somehow, so I'm kind of chilling. I think that we win this one. I don't really know what he could do. He can Mizuki back the Death's Lakuta, sack it for Caius. We still have Solemn for that, though, so it's like not really that big of a deal. Plague plus Lakuta doesn't make anything because Catastor and Android are both locked out by Drago. And we've still got Gale, which is, I don't know. I've been liking this card lately in Dragons. I don't know why. It just seems like a nice way to respond to annoying cards. Like, let's say your opponent makes an Ancient Fairy in defense. That's usually quite annoying for the Dragon deck. However, Gale just halves it, and then you can run it over with anything, other than the Gale, of course. But it's just nice to be able to have that sort of catch-all, post-resolved threat type beat. All right, what does this do? Targets. He's going to target Mizuki and Spear Dragon. I may let this resolve. I don't really care about this. Because I kind of want my Spear Dragon to get banished. Because that way I have like another boy to bring out off the return. His life is really low. I don't think he really has plays here. Just summons the Plague is fine. He'll Synchro, and then I'll just Solemn the Synchro, and we win. So, yeah. That's that. Either that or we don't even really have to Solemn this, but I'm going to. Because I can, I guess. I don't know. We don't really have to Solemn this. We could have just let it stay. He takes a Gale, whatever. He has a Drago. Who cares? On our turn, we return. We can double tribute for White Knight, and we just get over his whole board and end the game. So we could have actually held the Solemn there, and it might have been the correct play to hold the Solemn there. I think this matchup is an interesting one. I don't love Mirror Force in it. I usually side that out. I do like Book of Moon because it interrupts their plays somewhat. Drago's obviously MVP. Light and Darkness Dragon's really good in this matchup. Gale's decent. All because I don't have the Flame Swordsman in my extra. Yeah, never play instant without Carbonella. Yeah, you should absolutely play Carbonella Warrior if you're playing Instant Fusion Zombies. Just because, like, it changes an entire matchup from, like, pretty bad to, like, winning. I'm going to side out Morphing Jar in this matchup. I don't think he's, like, particularly useful. I think that Chain Disappearance is actually, like, kind of good because it hits the Instant Fusion monsters, but we'll see. We shall see. Light and Darkness Dragon, for sure, wants to come in here. Book of Moon isn't bad. Transmigration Prophecy, pretty good. Karma Cut's pretty good. I like all these options. We've got a lot we could do here. Legacy of Yatagarasu could just become something actionable. Might also just stay in. I don't know. I like this card a lot, but not in this deck. I think in this deck it seems a little weak. Spear Dragon I'm not super high on in this matchup, but it does help us play through Reaper, which is kind of annoying. I could maybe side out one of my dragons. I have 19 normal summons. No, not normal summons. I have 16 normal summons. That's a little high. I kind of want to side one out. I think it might be Masked Dragon. Might be the one that gets sided out in this matchup. But Masked Dragon helps facilitate the lad that I'm bringing in, so I'm not really sure that that's correct. We could also maybe aim to side out something like Call of the Haunted, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to swap these cards. This also might not be a list that wants to play Light and Darkness Dragon. This also might not be a list that wants to play White Knight Dragon. We might want to side this out, actually, and keep the Masked in. This is actually tough. I'm not going to lie. This is kind of difficult. I'm going to go with Masked over White Knight just because I don't really see what White Knight's doing against this deck. It's just going to get Caius and like, it seems kind of ass. All right, we've drawn Masked Dragon, Totem Dragon, so potentially we'll be able to get Light and Darkness Dragon live. If we draw it, we've got Book of Moon and Transmigration Prophecy to interact. He's just going to full pass. If we had Drago here, that'd be really nice. We don't, but if we did, it'd be really nice. I'm going to go ahead and Gold Sark for the Light and Darkness Dragon? Huh. We'll just get Future Fusion. I think that's like probably the safest. We don't have a great Future Fusion. It's like 3 Wyvern, 1 Drago, 1 Red Eyes here. But whatever. I'm going to set Masked Dragon, and I'm going to set my weakest card in the matchup, which I think is going to be... Actually, no, I'm going to set all 3. I'm going to set all 3 because he might be on Instant Caius. And he might just be on, like, Heavy Storm. So, if he's on Instant Caius, I would like to have Transmigration set, and I'd like to have Solemn set. So there's the Instant. That makes sense. I pay 1,000. Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Summons the Reaper. If we book the Reaper here, the book will resolve, and the Reaper will get summoned. There's the Instant Caius. I'm just going to go ahead and Solemn here. Collect my 2 for 1. Maybe this deck should be playing Pulling the Rug. Caius is pretty big problem for our deck. I don't know, though. Maybe it's fine. He's just going to pass. Okay, so that's chill. I'll have 2. Main phase 2, I'm going to set the Totem Dragon. And once again, we're just going to pass. We have drawn Red Eyes, which is really nice. So that means next turn I can send Double Drago to play through Crow. Is that the way we want to do this? Yeah, it might be Double Drago to play through Crow. Red Eyes doesn't target in Edison format, so it can bring back just about anything. Multiple back row is not what you want to see here. All right, standby phase. We're going to get to add Future Fusion. Now we want to start applying the pressure from like the Masked Dragon. We don't want to activate our power cards into the back row. We just want to go ahead and flip summon Masked Dragon. Might even summon this one as well. No, there's really no reason to do that. Let's just attack for 14. This is decent enough pressure as of right now. He's going to take 1,400. That's good for us. Every little bit of chip damage at this point is going to be important. One more Masked Dragon hit, and then just 1 Red Eyes plus Drago hit is going to be lethal. I could have set the Future Fusion here to play around a potential Dust Shoot, but Dust Shoot isn't hitting Future Fusion anyway, so I think it's fine. There's a Blind Space Typhoon. I'm going to go ahead and chain this. Target... I want to put back Solemn or not. I don't think so. Target Reaper and Caius. So a little bit of value out of the Transmigration Prophecy, getting rid of his Scary Reaper from the graveyard. So that's pretty good. Can't complain about that. Honestly, I like our position. We're not in a horrible spot. We've got Book, which plays through Trapstun. Usually Instant Zombies does play Trapstun. Even if we get like Caius here, we're able to rebuild somewhat on multiple metrics. Okay, here's going to be Brain Control. I don't want to let this resolve. So I'm going to try to book the Mass Dragon. I don't want to let him synchro. I don't want to let him sack for Caius. And that's part of the reason why Book of Moon is so good. It interrupts this type of play. Specifically this card right here. It counters that card. Karma Cut is an excellent draw. That is a super good draw. With Space Typhoon being gone, I am like pretty chill with going for Future Fusion here, honestly. But he could be on Dust Tornado. I guess this is a post-board game. Is that 48? I do kill him if everything resolves, but that's like that's a big if. Let's flip the Mass Dragon and just see what's up. He's just gonna let that happen. So if I go Future Fusion, he goes Solemn Judgment. He drops to 24. It's still not worth it. Let's just attack with the Mass Dragon. I think next turn it may be worth it. Set the Karma Cut, pass the turn. I don't really know what's in his back row. It must be like Bottomless, that sort of thing. Maybe it's a Torrential he's being a little bit conservative with. The new back row is interesting. We did draw Typhoon. I kind of want to hit his new back row, actually. But we still don't have a game shot. We can only deal 32 without playing into Bottomless. I'm pretty chill with Mass Dragon trading with the Deep Prison, so... yeah, I think that's like fine, actually. I'm going to go ahead and try to use the Future Fusion now. Reveal the 5-headed dragon. Okay, he did have Dust Tornado. That makes our Space Typhoon a little bit better. I think we hang on to it. And just next turn we can do some stuff. Not sure what kind of stuff, but maybe some game shot type shit. He might have Gorse too. He was playing the draw go, no set anything situation. But I could have also set Typhoon there. Might not have been the worst play. We do have him in like game shot range though, which is why I'm like really eager, I guess. Dang. Monster is annoying. Ooh, that is not annoying. I like that a lot. It still might be Mass Dragon though. So let's see. If it's Turtle, we attack into it with Mass Dragon. That's a little better for us. We're probably going to Karma Cut whatever he gets anyway. So what am I ditching? Spear Dragon? Like the 500 chip here doesn't really make a big difference. Depends on how aggressively we want to use this Karma Cut. I'm still thinking. Take your time. Might be sitting on a Book of Life, which would be annoying. I think we're going to go Mass Dragon attack. Oh, it's Plague. That's not what I was expecting at all. Okay, set Typhoon, pass the turn. This might actually be a mistake, setting the Typhoon. It may encourage him to set more. I'm just doing this to play around potential dust shoot, because like I don't want to get dust shooted. And I don't really want to Typhoon his back row and turn on Gores. All right, there's Sangan. That's okay with me. This may... Emergency teleport. Okay, cool. That's chill. I don't want to let the Sangan resolve, so I'm going to Karma Cut the Sangan here. That would let him get to Dad as well. He's going to lose his Krevin's going to get banished here. We have Typhoon for a potential return. He may swing into the Totem Dragon, which would be annoying, because I would like to preserve that if possible. This is not an amazing situation for us, but I really can't complain. I should have maybe played a little bit more relaxed with the... Yeah, he's going to hit the totem here. I should have maybe played a little bit more relaxed with the Future Fusion. I didn't have to run into a Dust Tornado there. I had a bunch of chainables. I could have just kept up the Mass Dragon pressure and then like forced him to eventually use the Dust Tornado to drop his cores. Lightning Vortex. Okay. Well, that doesn't matter because we have Totem Dragon. So go ahead and bring out the Totem, I think. Yeah, why not? Phase 1. Probably just go for it, right? I guess he's got Plague, but then we've got Exploder Dragon. Yeah, probably just go for it. It's probably just Red Eyes. Activate Red Eyes. Bring out the... Is it Masked? How many masks do we have left in the deck? We have 1 mask left in the deck. Bring out Spear Dragon. And then... Battle Phase. Okay. GG's. Cool. So this is not a deck I expect to see in I don't know. This is not a deck I expect to see in Texas, but maybe. You never know. It's kind of like a fringe, like a rogue deck, Instant Zombies. I actually tested it a good part of last week when I was taking a break. And I found it to be pretty inconsistent, like not as consistent as I would like. I think I'm going to get one more player now to battle. At least one more. I might try to get 2 or 3 more. But I think that matchup is probably just good for us, honestly. I may switch up the build a little bit or not. I don't know, actually. I like the Gale. It seemed good. But then again, I think that deck is like rogue and probably a good matchup anyway. So, I do not know. Alas. We're going to play against Michael from the Discord now. And I'm going to switch builds up. We're going to try out a Mausoleum build. We're going to try out this build right here. This build looks crazy. What is he saying? I'm playing Michael real quick, then I'll play you. But yeah, play against Michael. Okay, I don't know his dueling book, but we shall find it. Here in a second. There it is. Okay, cool. Right, good luck. Have fun. I'm going to try out this Mausoleum build because I just want to put to rest that it's inconsistent and not ideal. I'm going to pick Paper. I knew it. I knew he was going to pick Rock a 4th time. I don't know how I knew it, but I was able to predict. Alright, we've opened up with Mausoleum, which is cool. And we've got Mass Dragon as well as the Karma Cut plus a good discard, so... That's sweet. We could just put one of these guys into play. I'm not really thrilled to do that right now, though, so I'm just going to T-set and pass. I don't think there's really a reason to set up the opponent to potentially have like a Machina Fortress or a big turn where they're like, I don't know, can bring out a Coelacanth or something. I don't know what he's playing. All right, I did say like tournament ready, I guess, which is what we're getting, which is nice. There is a Lila. I may just let this resolve. Oh, he's gonna attack. That makes me very happy. Okay, now I probably do Karma Cut it. Yeah, now I probably do Karma Cut the Lila to deny the mill. He's on 42 cards, it's probably Amaryllis. Yeah, I will Karma Cut it now. If he didn't attack me, I would have been pretty happy. Oh, another totem is pretty good, actually. The nice part about this is we've got White Eye Dragon, which is like insane versus Amaryllis, generally speaking. It's going to get us a nice 3k to the dome here. We could also go with the Tyrant Dragon. Maybe bait out the Gorge with the Tyrant Dragon. He's also pretty good. Like, he's not like he gets over Titanial, which is the big thing. But he can be Mark of the Rose, which is fine. As long as we stick White Knight Dragon, we should be okay. So I'm just going to go with the Tyrant Dragon, attack for 29. This is like just Gorge checking, honestly. Yeah. He's probably reading the card. The reason I'm playing this guy over a second White Knight Dragon is because I can Book of Moon it. That's literally the only reason. I don't really know. He also works with Book of Moon to clear an entire dupe block. Like if your opponent has 2 dupe frogs, you book one of them and Tyrant Dragon kills both. So it just turns Book of Moon into a way to kill the dupe block. I think that's pretty useful. It's not like insanely useful, but it's like pretty useful. Oh, it looks like he's playing Lightsworn instead. So 42 card Lightsworn. That's not totally uncommon, but definitely suboptimal, especially in a deck when you're trying to see Solar Recharge and mill a certain ratio of whatevers to whatevers. He said rip. I concur. It's probably game over. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I know Red Eyes into Masked gets through Honest and then gets us the kill, so I'll just do that. Fuck it. And I will use the Mausoleum because the game should be ending here. Hopefully his back row is not specifically Mirror Force. That would be bad. But if it is, you got me. Oh, he's got Herald of Orange. Okay, so it's Christia Sworn. Interesting. What are we pitching? We're pitching the Honest. Set card must be Beckoning Light then, so we're going to go ahead and swing. If your opponent controls a monster after this card's first attack, so we don't get a second attack. That's unfortunate. Alright, Threatening Roar is going to work there. We've got Wyvern Red Eyes in the grave. We've got Totem in the grave. Our resources are well positioned here. It's just still kind of a scary moment, because at any moment they can go into Christia. This is why I think all fairy decks are like top tier, because at any moment they can just summon Christia and then your deck ends. You want both, right? Cool. Okay, he says yes. Sick. Alright, so he used Threatening Roar, which means he doesn't have another Honest, which is nice. He also didn't hit another fairy, which is really nice, so that's a good one. Alright, Totem Dragon comes back, and then we've got Light and Darkness Dragon. And this should hose successfully. At least get us one turn skip, and then it can get us the game shot next turn, I'm hoping. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Okay. That's worse for him, I think. I think it's worse for him. Okay. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Honest discards for cost. He had a second. He top decked a second Honest. Interesting. And then Lad will drop to 2,300. And then Lad will die, and Celestial will die, and then Lad will activate. Yes. And Lad will bring out the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which will give us... I don't know what it'll give us. Maybe White Knight Dragon? Probably White Knight Dragon. So we hit for 28. We already normal summon this turn, so I can't like normal summon Totem and then tribute that to bring out the Tyrant Dragon. This guy kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. White Knight Dragon is seeming to be a little better than him, but we'll just bring out the White Knight Dragon. This means if he drops Christia, which he can do, he'll get back an Honest, and then he can only beat one of these, and then the other one will be able to play through the Christia, and then we should be kind of okay, depending on how he decides to sequence it. Yeah. Actually, no, I think we lose. I think we still lose to Christia here. I think Christia still beats us. Okay, thank goodness he didn't have it. That's kind of this matchup, unfortunately, is they better have it, but thankfully we have a lot of good tools. We have Bottomless, Light Mirror. We even have DD Warrior Lady, which we can bring in, which helps us play through Honest, and Soul Release, which is pretty good too. So we have at least 7 good cards in this matchup. I'm going to take out Heavy Storm, Space Typhoon. They seem kind of pointless. All of our back row seems good. Light and Darkness Dragon is amongst the weakest of our cards. Also doesn't really work super well under Light Mirror, but it does play through Honest. I think this is one of those matchups where we can go like pretty aggressively out on all of the like Mausoleum shenanigans, including Tyrant Dragon. And we just leave in 1 Mausoleum for like the random big boy turn, and we'll bring in, maybe I'll leave in Typhoon. I could leave in Typhoon, or I could bring in a Rivalry. Rivalry doesn't seem that good. I'll leave in Typhoon. That seems better. Bringing in Light Mirror with DD Warrior Lady is sus. This much I understand, but DD Warrior Lady is so good, and we're going to play it early enough to where I think it's good to have both, and if Light Mirror is up, we're probably winning anyway. So yeah, it's just Decree. I left in the Typhoon for the Decree, I think. We could have left in Heavy Storm too, but just Decree is probably fine. There's Charge of Light Brigade, or not just Decree, sorry, just Typhoon is probably fine. It's gonna mill 3. Once again, hitting 0 names. I also tested Lightsworn extensively to practice for the PPG, and you know what I found? It's inconsistent. It's inconsistent. I was gonna try to go for like the 3-peat with Christia decks, play Flamvell Fairy, get a top, play Valhalla Fairy, get a top, and then play Christia Sworn and get a top. And I found that Christia Sworn was just the worst of the 3. It was just the worst of the 3, and it was not doing what I wanted it to do consistently. Okay, there's Lila. Understandable. New back row. Hopefully it's just like a Threatening Roar or something. Okay, there's a Christia book. Okay, Book of Moon's interesting as well. Ooh, Future Fusion. Don't mind if I do. This might just be a Future Fusion turn. Let's upstart first. If I draw another Wyvern, I'm gonna throw my monitor. Okay, I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. I'm gonna Future Fusion now. Alright. Ain't no way that's a Dust Tornado. Yeah, I knew it. Alright. Ain't no way. I knew there was no way. We're gonna go double Totem, double Wyvern, single Red Eyes. Now I'm gonna upstart Goblin again. We're gonna find something super useful here. So useful. That's kind of useful, I guess. Let's just set 2 and then bring out Red Eyes. I'm chilling with this. If he crows me, he got me good. We've got Light Mirror, so yeah. That's all she wrote, unless he has Decree. So Lila is going to target Future Fusion. I'm going to chain Light Mirror. Yeah, okay, cool. Sick. All right. Could be a lot worse. Eventually, you're just going to draw Future Fusion with the Dragon deck. I think it happens like 15% of the time, 16% of the time with upstarts. So eventually it's just going to happen, and there's I think here. I think we should cut here. I think we cut the probably cut the Lila pitching Wyvern. Wow, his back row really isn't Decree? That's crazy. That's one on this. That's crazy. All right, let's just get our free advantage. Let's activate Red Eyes. Cool. We'll go get Wyvern out of the grave. Let's just play into his back row. There's really no reason not to. Wyvern runs over the Herald. He's going to Threatening Roar. So we'll take that plus. He might be posturing for a Decree. It might be good to summon Drago. That'd also not be good. Let's see if he goes Bryonic. He'd force a lot of his hand. Let's see, he has 4-star and then he has 3 discards. He can't set up a Christia, can he? Wait, let's see. Herald hits the grave, so he'll have 2 fairies. He could set up a Christia. He could set up a Bryonic Christia here. So it's good to summon Drago just to force it, but I think we actually have to set up double Red Eyes Drago to force it. What an interesting circumstance to be in. Yeah, but I think we have to set up double Red Eyes Drago, because this, like, overtaxes a potential Bryonic. The effective special. Special out Drago. End phase, reveal Mass Dragon. So yeah, he'll have to go Bryonic, bounce double Red Eyes, attack over Drago. Special Christia, add something back. No, he can't add back. Ooh. Ah. That's not what I was expecting at all. But that's totally fine. We'll just get 5-headed dragon and we can still bring back Red Eyes here. This is only bad if he has a way to Christia again. Once again, like that's why the fairy decks are so good, is because of that specific card. There isn't a card that does what Christia does in the entire format. So once again, if he can get to that, like, we're pretty cooked here. But if he can't get to that, then I just don't really see how we're losing this one. It's like, which is crazy because I'm down pretty bad here, but we've got a Red Eyes that's coming back. Losing the Wyvern was maybe silly. Maybe I should have gone for Totem instead of Wyvern. I should have thought my turn through better. Yeah, I should have gone for Totem, attack into Herald. Preserves the Wyvern, then banish the Totem main phase 2 for Red Eyes. I should have thought further ahead. That's just my my rustiness coming into play there. I absolutely misplayed on the last turn. Yeah, that was a pretty bad mistake. Yeah, that was a pretty bad mistake because I lose a Totem instead of losing a Wyvern. Obviously, losing a Totem is much better for me than losing a Wyvern, because Wyvern is a Red Eyes later on, whereas Totem is just like tribute fodder for something, but we don't have that many somethings to tribute fodder for. He's viewing his extra deck. That means he does have a 4-star here, but he gets 1 bounce. It's going to have to go after the Future Fusion. And that's his entire hand. So, yeah, I don't really know. Oh, that's not even a bounce situation. That's just make Android Catastor. This doesn't seem very good. But who knows? You know, maybe that last back row is something really impressive here. We'll find out. Phase passes to us. Draw a 3rd Totem, which is funny. I'm not going to bring out a Totem before I bring out the 5-headed dragon. Just going to bring out the 5-headed dragon and try to kill his ally. Keep it very simple. There goes the ally. End phase, bring out Red Eyes. I just want to close this one out as soon as possible. Next turn we can Red Eyes out Drago, and then claim a W. I definitely misplayed this. I should have another Wyvern in my grave. You can Honest over 5-headed Dragon. It can be destroyed by lights, which is kind of funny because it's the only attribute that like could really ever beat this by battle anyway. Technically, Double Colute does kind of come up here and there, but it's really unlikely. Because like your opponent would have to have like Sirocco Pump plus Double Colute usually. No, Sirocco plus Double Colute is what they'd have to have. Viewing Graveyard. There's 2 fairies and 2 Lightsworn names, so anything short of a solar recharge here is not going to do it. Cold Wave is not going to hurt us because the Lightmare still functions. We are representing Mega Lethal. Could go for the Beckoning Light at this point, but Beckoning Light just doesn't do anything. I guess you could discard 2 Lightsworns, get back JD Christia. Okay, let's see what he discards. There's the Beckoning. Yeah, we knew this was coming. So Beckoning discards Wolf Honest. Okay, this just doesn't work. You get back, what, Lumina? Yeah, we've gamed through this. This just doesn't beat us. It's Lumina Honest, because you have to... Or you could get back Card Trooper JD. Yeah, I guess you could get Card Trooper JD. Card Trooper crash into Red Eyes and hope to hit Heavy Storm. It's not off the table entirely. Yeah, you have to mill 2 unique Lightsworn names. Yeah, I think Card Trooper JD is the best play here, actually. I think Lumina Honest is like just a hope. A hope that you're not drawing to anything here. You actually this is a guaranteed loss if you get Lumina Honest here. This man, whatever I do, can't get past this dragon wall. You could run over the Red Eyes now and then just take 4,000. That also works. I should have had another Wyvern. That's such a mistake on my part. You could also just run over the 5-headed dragon, which is like fine. Nah, this is a guaranteed loss. Just pass. You would have to clear one of the monsters to not die to this. Yeah. Normal Masked, and this gets us to Exploder, I believe. Activate this guy, bring out this guy, and then just win the game. Battle phase, attack with Masked, I'll take 1,000. Jeez. I think you had to go... Oh, he can't get Card Trooper back, can he? Because it's not a light. Yeah, he can't even get Card Trooper back. I'm an idiot. Yeah, he can't get Card Trooper back. I think you had to go for some offensive Lumina Honest. Like, kill Red Med or kill 5-headed. But either way, it was rough. This matchup is probably bad, actually. I'd say that this is a bad matchup. But from the looks of things, he maybe was a little underprepared. It can't. It has to be fusion summoned. Yeah. So the first line of text on the card must be fusion summoned. It can't be brought out by Red Eyes. Yeah, first line of text on the card. Anyway, this matchup's probably bad, but I feel like relatively confident into it. Karma Cut and Book of Moon are obviously really good. Nah, it just always has to be fusion summoned. So once it dies, it's just dead. Yeah, it can't come back. I don't think there's a single card that can bring this back from the graveyard in Edison format, at least. Yeah, I was completely off on Beckoning. I thought for some reason it was add back any 2 monsters, but yeah, you can't even add back Card Trooper there. That was really stupid of me. But yeah, the Lumina Honest play might have been his only play then, which obviously doesn't work. Wanted to go Bryo, but Karma Cut. Yeah, Cut is really good here. I thought you would have Oppressions and Decrees, because those win this matchup. But you had Roar and Beckoning, which is like much less bad for me. Yeah, the back row is really what defines this matchup. The Lightsworn deck turns into like an aggro deck, where you just try to stick a Wolf and then stick an Oppression and or a Decree. And that's like your game plan. And that's what makes this matchup bad. You're messing with the new deck too. Totally fair. This matchup is if you get a 2000 plus monster and an Oppression, you probably win. Yeah. And just save Honest for my Tribute Summon off totem. All right, well that hopefully helps him in the future. We're gonna get one more match, maybe with a different build of the deck. I'm not really, once again, feeling like I have a preference between the two builds that we played so far. Neither of them felt like spectacular or anything special really. I am not super huge fan of the Mausoleum build, despite it having that ridiculous free win potential game one of just going Mausoleum into Lad. You kind of always have to side it out because Dust Tornado just like shreds you. So I don't know. This is the third build I have in the builder. This is kind of just like two of everything. This is my max two ofs build. Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is like particularly better than the other two builds, but it's got a lot of coverage here and there. It's got some cool one-ups. I'm trying out the Swords of Concealing Light in this build. I'm also trying out the Chain Disappearance Karma Cut coverage. So this is probably what we'll play against Spencer here in a second. Assuming he still wants to play. I'm going to ping him and see if he wants to play next. Real quick. Once again, just got to remind you guys, there are a bunch of tournaments coming up these next few weekends. The Collectible Exchange Switch 2 tournament, the PPG 5K in Texas, and then of course, we've got RBET Bay Area. And I would plug RBET Indianapolis, but it's already sold out. So don't sleep on Santa Clara. You're going to want this first place. Like this is one of the coolest designs for a mat I have ever seen in my entire life, period. Like straight up. Like this is not something that I don't know. I like the artist snapped. This is just that's something special. It's even got like the grading, the color grading of like a holographic ultra rare. Like, oh my gosh. That is just really special. There isn't really a mat that's this level of cool, no pun intended, as it is a frosty lad on the yeah, you know what I'm saying. What's his name? Vigilante, Coldest Point, Kappa. All right. I'm gonna see if Michael wants to play another one if Spencer is still dodging. He might be still dodging. If not, we've got another opponent lining up currently. I may play this. This is reminiscent of a lot of the builds that I've played in the past. I'm not super sold on my sideboard choices here after looking it over. It seems like a lot that isn't going to come in versus Blackwings. But then again, our main deck's pretty good against Blackwings. What are we siding out versus Blackwings? Probably Dust Shoot. Is that it? Is that the only card that comes out against Blackwings here? Maybe Solemn? I actually like Solemn versus Blackwings, personally. It might even be double Upstart as well. So it might be like double Upstart, Gold Sarks. These could come out. These 6. So how many cards do we have that are coming in for Blackwings? As of right now, it's just Dust Tornadoes. Maybe the Karma Cut. That doesn't seem like enough cards for Blackwings. Trapstun, technically. Rivalries, Swords, Yamada and Lad, maybe. Lad could maybe come in against Blackwings. So how does this look? We cut these 6. We bring in double Lad, double Dust Tornado, and a Trapstun and a Karma Cut. Seems okay. Seems kind of solid. That might be worth trying. All right. Looks like we have 6 in, 6 out versus Blackwings. Cutting Solemn seems not great, but I really do like Solemn against Blackwings because just if you can negate that Blizzard or that Dad or that Icarus, sometimes that buys you all the time you need in order to like just turn the corner on a game. That and like sometimes you just need to negate Royal Oppression, and it's just an extra way to negate Royal Oppression. But since we are boarding in 1 Trapstun, 2 Dust Tornadoes, we're going to be pretty solid into Royal Oppression, so might be worth it. I don't know. We shall see. I'll see if Michael wants to play again. Because Spencer is, how you would say, dodging. I'd say he's probably dodging us after he watched that display, that serious display. Yeah, and I'll probably test this one out for the next game. I think this build is more my comfort build because I've got the catch-alls. I really wish I could play Gale in this deck. And like, yeah, I could just put a Gale in this deck. And it's not the end of the world if it conflicts with totems. Because Gale is so strong, it's kind of worth it, right? And totem's really only there for like the follow-up on the Red Eyes or the follow-up on the White Knight if they nuke your field and you don't have a normal summon. It just gets you like an extra burst Red Eyes some of the time. Like, that's really all it's there for in this build. And it's also like a nice discard for Karma Cut. But I don't know. Maybe it's worth it to play the Gale. I do think Gale is really good in this deck for some reason. I think it's like specifically pretty good. But yeah, we're gonna play it without Gale, and we're gonna play against Michael again and just try it out, just see what's up. My head hurts like crazy. What is going on, man? This deck is a challenge. I think a lot of people would maybe mess it up. But it's just what it is, you know. Good luck, have fun. I wonder if he's playing the same thing or a different thing. Who knows? I'm going to pick paper because he picked rock hella last time. Looks like we're going to go first all 3 games, which is obviously very lucky. We've opened up Double Road, but we do have Dust Shoot. Also don't really hate Double Road in this deck. I'll lead on Drago because it's fucking Drago and stops everything. And I'm going to set my whole hand to ensure that I don't get Space Typhooned on my Starlight Road into Heavy Storm. So go ahead and Dust Shoot here. No reason to wait. I just want to be able to grab a Raikou if we see one. Ooh, yeah, that's ugly. Okay, so we've got... It's going to be a Trooper take here. Christia, Celestia, Beck, Lemona, and Lila. Okay, so that hand does nothing. I have to shuffle. Shuffle, please. He's a shuffle his deck. That hand does nothing. I don't know about this 41 cards. I feel like you want to play 40. I feel like you want to see Solar Recharge. He's missed Solar Recharge now 3 games. And you can't ever play more than 40 and think to yourself, man, if I was playing less than this, maybe I would have drawn Solar Recharge instead of whatever fucking 41st card I have in my deck. Granted, I don't know if he would be playing all those cards in his hand or whatever. Or not, but the point stands where, like, you really want to be as close to a solar recharge as possible in Light's Horns at any given moment. So playing anything less than that is just fucking bad. I don't know. That's literally it. This Drago should solo game 1 unless he top decks an Honest somehow. He blind hits the Mirror Force, which is kind of funny. Wins a 1 out of 3 there, but it shouldn't matter, I don't think. And face he'll mill 3. The only card that we're really concerned with here is Necro Gardna. That's going to be the big issue. And phase mill 3. Let's see. Cyber Dragon in the main. So yeah, that's definitely a card that would have been cut. It's just not good in this deck in the main. Alright. Oh, that was a misplay. That was a big misplay. It is what it is, though. I thought for a reason I could keep the Drago out, but I'm just clicking because I was looking at his graveyard. In any case, there goes our Drago. Alas. I'm probably just Solemn as normal summon and then win, though. What did he have? I don't even remember. Christia, Beckoning, Lumina, Lilac. Yeah, I misplayed this one. Misplayed it pretty bad. Lumina, I'll just Solemn here. I'll draw Red Eyes, it's chill. Maybe I was supposed to let that resolve, then road the... We shall see. Yeah, I shouldn't have summoned the Wyvern there, that was really stupid. That was a misplay on my part. But I will summon a second Wyvern, because why the fuck not? Alright, 36 to the Dome, this is a 2-turn clock. That set card is definitely Beckoning Light. He's looking to position himself to go Lumina Lila, I'm assuming. Or he might be looking to go Cyber Dragon, Lumina Lila. No, Cyber Dragon, Lila, Honest. Maybe Christia? I don't know. I don't know how he wants to do this one. But yeah, this is all because I fucked up. Which is funny. But alas, here we are. I'm going to see if I can win through this mistake. It's possible it cost me the game. Maybe not, though. We'll see. Oh, wow. Thankfully, only 3 names and only 3 fairies, so... Get back to Cyber Dragon. Looks like Honest. Cyber Dragon Honest. What now, though? Cyber Dragon Honest Lila JD. Cyber Dragon Honest Lila? What? Huh. Okay. Cyber Dragon Honest. Yeah, it's Lila JD. Clearly. JD Lila, yeah. This makes the most sense. He'll probably go special Cyber Dragon. Normal Lila pop. He'll see the Starlight Road and then he'll try to JD into it, maybe? Hopefully not. We'll see. Or hopefully, I should say. That Honest is problematic, though. That's going to cause us some issues, especially if he attacks with the Lila here first. He shouldn't attack with the Lila. That's just silly. He should absolutely use it, yeah. He's going to see the road. So there goes the road. He's going to think the JD is safe. He'll attack over 1 Wyvern. Wyvern will attack over the Lila. I'm hoping that he mills a certain way. And phase Lila mills 3. That's fine. Damn. He didn't mill a certain way. That's a good draw, though. Fuck, man. Banish, special, activate effect, bring out Drago. Battle phase, Drago kills the Lila. Red Eyes attacks into Cyber Dragon. He'll drop Honest. We'll take 21. End phase, Drago dies, Wyvern activates, specials Red Eyes, and pass the turn. So now we're looking to take over this game. He has over 5 fairies. He has under 4 Lightsworn names. But if he does have... a way to get another name? Interesting. She's gonna pass. That might be Beckoning Light, which would be problematic. Beckoning Light does beat us here. Because he just gets back Honest and then damage step kills us. I don't think I have a great way through that, like, ever, so I'm not going to prolong this game. I'm just going to use Red Eyes to bring out Drago, and then I'll attack. And if he has the Honest, then he kills me. Or if he has the Beckoning, then he kills me. Yeah, you got it. All right, cool. Well, that's unfortunate. I definitely punted that one, but live and learn, you know? That's why we're testing, right? Plus, you have to give some to your opponents to make it look like... No, I'm just kidding. Against Lightsworn, these 4 are going to come in for sure. Don't really know what else is going to go. Heavy Storm can come out. I kind of told him how to play this matchup now. But I will also cut the Upstart Goblins. Maybe Sarks. I kind of like this card against Lightsworn. I'm going to bring it in. And we've got Dust Tornado if we want to bring it in and like be able to snipe back rows. Can maybe do that over a Starlight Road. That seems fine. We'll run it. And I'll go first. Game 3, we'll swap the Dust Tornado back out again because of Decree. This hand sucks. Just kidding. It's solid. It does lose to Decree pretty hard though. So, we shall see if he has it. It also kind of loses weirdly to like Mill Wolf, and like Card Trooper here is pretty good against us. It's not great. Yeah, I shouldn't have. Oh, that's gonna be bottom list, right? Yeah, that's got to be bottom list because if he just doesn't attack, that's actually also quite annoying. And I've got still another Summon Stop that banishes. There's Foolish Burial. That is actually okay. This one we don't have to stop the summon of this one. We'll save the Karma Cut for something like Christia on the summon sort of deal. He's gonna attack. I'll flip Mirror Force here. Take my 1-for-1 again. Mirror Force is pretty bad against Lightsworn because of Lila. You saw how it worked last game. Ooh, we drew Warrior Lady. Yeah, now we just started applying pressure. So it's just 33 this turn. Next turn, 33. And then following turn, hopefully just game shot him. Or if we draw a guy, we can end the game, which would be nice. That's not the guy. I mean, it's not the guy. I don't want to empty my hand. So I think it's pretty clearly just Warrior Lady attack. Raikou, alright. I'll use the Warrior Lady to banish both. So that'll banish the Raikou, and he'll mill 3. He hit 2 names, which is good for him. Means he's up to 3. I'll attack for 18 here. I'm still postured to get a game shot here. Oh my gosh. Fingy, stop meowing, brother. There's nothing that you could possibly want that is worth the shrieking of 1,000 banshees. Oh my gosh. Ooh, new set monster is not ideal. Ooh, Solemn's kind of cool. Alright, fuck it, we ball. Let's go Red Eyes. Activate. Hopefully no Herald of Orange. That'd be really bad. Here's White Knight Dragon. Attack with the Red Eyes. He's forced to Raikou pop the White Knight Dragon. not Raikou. All right, we just had game. Okay, cool. Sick. Well, that's cool. Going first, I'm more keen on Heavy Storm over Dust Tornado. I also don't mind the Upstart Goblins, but I don't know what I'd cut for it. This is not a great Yamada matchup because of Honest, but man, this card is just swag, so I think I want to board it, actually. Oh, it's so bad. He has Threatening Roar too, and like Raikous and shit. No, that's not a good call. But what if? What if, actually? No, I'll just run it back like this. This is probably fine. I'm really realizing now I maybe shouldn't have made that Red Eyes play. No, I definitely should have. That was the right play. Arceus is scary. That's a reason to leave in Mirror Force, I guess. Sand has Drago, so that's cool. And it has Mass to play through Honest, which is also cool. Here comes Charge, and there's one Honest gone, which is good sign for us. This is going to go get Lumina. Lumina can bring out maybe Gareth here or something like that. Get a pretty crazy turn. Oh, this is the first Charge Recharge game he's had. And it's pitching Garroth. That's really good. This whole match is going to be down to that one misplay in game one. I can already tell. He's not quite JD live, not quite Christie live, but he's like one card off from each. So depending on what he pitches here, he could have like a turn one Christia, which just fucks us like really hard. Oh, that's insult to injury share right there. Yeah, get back to Gareth. And the fact that he hit Lila too means that he'll be able to bring that back and start doing shenanigans if we don't stick the Drago this next turn. So it's in our best interest to stick the Drago this next turn is what I'm saying. Back row 2 on top of this makes this nearly impossible. Double back row means I probably lose the game. M-Phase, Lumina's going to mill 3. Goes Decree. Gareth's going to mill 2. It's going to hit a wolf too. Wow. Okay, so yeah, we just fucking lose. He's up to 8 cards turn 1, and yeah, he's just fully board set up here. Our best chances is that he like fucking doesn't see JD and like decks out somehow, but that's just not realistic, so. Sweet. I'm going to try to Mass Dragon over Lumina. It's like my only chance here. Viewing Graveyard. Both Honests are gone. He could just Necro this, though, if he wants to. Yep. That's crazy. Starting with 9 cards and Necro, or 8 cards and Necro and Grave is crazy. Light Mirror's fine. It means we were able to go for the Mass Dragon to, like, sort of tease the fact that we can survive. We can't, but we're teasing it. Lol. I think we for sure lose this. Our best bet is that we force Decree and then Red Eyes Drago somehow pulls it back because both Honests are gone. He has 4 fairies. He has 2 names. That's just not happening. You just summon Christie on defense here and we just lose from this point on. Ooh, normal Herald of Orange. Sure. What are we going? Bionic? Huh. Okay. Yeah. That's an interesting approach to this circumstance. Not what I was expecting, but. Okay. This is a game shot if he has Decree, I believe. Is it a game shot? I guess if he has a normal summon plus Decree. Normal summon plus Decree gets him the game shot. So there's Lumina. Pitch. Target. Let's see. Pitching Bottomless. Lila. I'll chain Lightmare to that. Chain Decree. Okay, so there's the Decree. So Lila's coming out. But this isn't game, right? 35 plus 33 is 68.50. So we're alive. And we've stabilized, I believe, because the Necro's gone. Forcing the Decree was pretty important. The big issue here is obviously Book of Moon. But yeah, he could go main phase 2, bounce his own Decree to unlock his back row as well. Lila pops the other one. Makes sense. Switches Lila to defense. Let's see if he bounces his own Decree. Okay, he doesn't. So Lumina, then Gareth. It's going to be 3, then... it's 3, then 2, then 3, then 2. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure he didn't mix that up. So there's Wolf. Okay. Wolf gets summoned. And then Lila mills 3. Sure. And then Gareth mills 2. Yeah. And he gets to draw 1. Okay, drawing 1 does suck for us. I can't lie. But, okay. We've got double Red Eyes Drago. That burns our whole hand, right? We can't afford to do that, so we just have to go Red Eyes Drago. Yeah. What are we killing? And we're just like cooked into Celestia. How many Celestias are gone? Only 1? Fuck me, dude. That's so annoying. Alright. If it's double Red Eyes Drago, we're still cooked into Celestia. So there's no reason to go to, because he milled the Wolf. He was going to mill the Wolf. Like, there's no way. Unless we kill all these guys, but then he has the Bryonic to game shot us. So, yeah, it's just normal Mass Dragon, banish Mass Dragon, special Red Eyes, activate Red Eyes, special summon Drago. We need to kill Bryonic and Wolf. So, I can't kill the Wolf. I can't kill both. That is cringe. Alas. Well, we have to kill Bryonic, so he dies instantly. And then I have to kill the Gareth or the Lumina. Let's kill the Lumina, I guess. Because the Lumina can become anything else, and it can become like Mistworm plays. Whereas now he can't really Mistworm play me. I can't let the Drago die. So he has to use his battle phase to clear the Drago if he wants to go into a JD. He only has 1 JD, 1 Celestia. Looks like he drew the Celestia. So that's going to be that. Unfortunate. GG's. GG's. I punted game 1. We'll play. But yeah, definitely punted game 1. Lucky that time. Yeah, you had charge, recharge, and yeah, milled wolves and stuff. Yeah, pretty strong start with charge, recharge, mill, wolf off, Gareth, then yeah. It'd happen more if you went to 40 cards, but I know that's not what people want to hear when they have a bajillion cards that they want to play. Unfortunately for us, we were not able to piece something together that game. I'm not exactly certain if there was anything I could have done differently this one. He kind of just had it all. Here, I'll have a Celestia there. Did you top deck Celestia? That's pretty lucky. Yeah, if you top deck Celestia, that's pretty lucky. But that's why you play the card. And we had to get pretty lucky to even be in that game anyway. And if he had just actually bounced his own Decree with Bryonic, he would have been in that game 1000%. So it's... I'm assuming his other back row was a live one. And so if he had just made the correct play, then we would have lost no matter what. So I had to expect him to misplay and then also get randomly not a perfect top deck on top of a series of like insane events. But that's the way it goes. Losing with this build makes sense. I feel like the ceiling on this guy is a little bit lower, and this guy's a little bit weaker to Decree than some of the other builds that I showed you. Even this build that has 16 trap cards, I feel is a little bit stronger in a Decree because we can Black Rose. So, yeah, it just feels a little stronger in a Decree. Plus, like, a lot of these cards were just firing off immediately, like the Legacies. I don't know, though. Maybe it was not meant to be. I like Spear Dragon a lot. I think that this guy's kind of interesting. And then in the other builds, this guy with the Mausoleums and the Lads. Obviously, Mausoleum Lad is really strong. Obviously, Mausoleum Yamato Dragon is really strong. Let's see if there's any good test handing things that I can talk about while we wrap this bad boy up. I mean, this just looks like a normal hand. The most normal. Drawing Red Eyes is always good. Monster heavy, but pretty normal as well. This deck has more monsters, so you're going to draw more of them more often. Yeah, I think this list actually looks kind of fun. This Mausoleum list. It's just a little weak to Dust Tornado. That's like the big thing, obviously. Paying 2k into Dust Tornado or paying 2k into Space Typhoon just never feels good. And then your opponent also gets access to the Mausoleum, so if they are playing anything like Christia that can take advantage of it, you're at a pretty strong disadvantage there. But overall, I quite like this build. It might be what I play. I'm still like on the fence. Turn 1 Lad is obviously really good, but you want to have something in the grave, right? There are a few other decks that I have sort of queued up that I'm going to end up testing before this weekend. I'll give you a look into some of them. This is one of them that I was working on last week a little bit. This is a DD Survivor deck, which I know a lot of people like DD Survivor. I personally love this style of deck with DD Survivor and Cyber Valleys. And this is the list that I was testing a lot of and had pretty good results with. I still found it was a little too weak to Blackwings though, so I may table it for a future tournament where I just want to play to have fun and less play to win, actually. I was also testing Gladiator Beasts, and it felt like eating sawdust, but the deck was consistent. This is the list I was playing. It's a Tigerless list that plays triple Proving Ground. I actually am a big fan of Proving Ground, and I think Tiger is a little bit inconsistent for my liking. Rescue Cat's obviously a very powerful card, but I'm a big fan of Proving Ground in this deck. You could also play a build like this, like Douglas's, with Iados in it as well. I was just aiming to play Tigerless, Normal Summon Glad, and then just hope the Glad sticks type beat with triple War Chariot and trying to upstart into the War Chariot so we have War Chariot starts as consistently as possible. And then I was testing a few other like more radical builds, half combo style builds, like this Rescue Cat Burn deck, which is half Rescue Cat, half Burn deck. It's kind of exactly what it describes in the title. This deck felt pretty interesting. I was actually impressed with Death Koala. A lot of people don't set their cards before attacking into your set monsters. So oftentimes Death Koala is just 2,000 to the face on turn 1. It made me want to play more copies of it, but then I realized drawing multiple kind of sucks. So it's a weird card because you want to see it early and you want to see it in every opening hand. And it's like a Garnet that's actually not that bad because it's going to deal roughly 2,000. But you don't want to draw multiple because the second your opponent sees the first one, they start setting their hand, and the second one is just an 1800 defense vanilla. So I don't really know how I feel about that. It's just a nice mix-up for the Raikou in this deck. And I found this deck to be pretty interesting with the Zomas, the Injection Fairy Lilies, and the Compulses. But there's a bunch of other decks. There's actually one that I'm sort of keeping a secret as well that I may end up playing, but it'll only work if literally no one knows about it. So I may end up playing that one as well. Who knows? I'm still deciding. And once I decide, I'll make my sideboard strategy for whatever it is that I'm sideboarding for. That I predict. And like I said, I think the decks I predict the most of are Blackwing, Lightsworn, and Frog Hero are the top 3 that I predict. And then I also predict that there will be Vayu Turbo and Glads in a larger number than the next, maybe Machina, which would be probably 6th. So I think that those 5, I want to have a competent strategy for those 5. And against those 5, I really do like Book of Moon. I'm probably going to be playing some number of Book of Moon in my deck. But who knows? Maybe not. Maybe I'll be playing this really weird cat burn deck. I'll give you guys an example of how this deck draws real quick so you can see exactly how it works. It's just like a big damage chunk deck where you just try to like hit your opponent for a lot of damage, one card at a time. This hand is not exceptional by any means, but you have Cat into Android with Honest, or you have Compulsory with Airbellum to poke at the opponent's card advantage, and then Solemn to force through another hit with the Airbellum. So you have at least 2 Airbellum hits here, or you have 4 Airbellum hits if your opponent doesn't set a lot of back row, because you can go for Cat into the other 2 Airbellums if you want to. The draw for the next turn, assuming we didn't Cat turn 1, is going to be Cyber Dragon. So you get an idea of how this deck is drawing. Seems pretty strong, right? In this hand, we've got more of the burn cards. Zone of the Spirit, not very good with Gores, but we'd probably try to get our Gores live, or we'd probably try to set one of these cards, get our Sangan in play, try to set up for a Monk play later down the road. I could see something like that happening as well. But because we have no spells, there's not really a great Monk play. It's actually an interesting hand. It's probably set Zoma, set D-Wall, and then D-Wall the attack, end phase Zoma, and then on your turn switch the Zoma to attack, normal Fairy Lily, hit for 52, and then you have the Dimension Wall plus the Magic Cylinder to burn out, and then Compulsory plus Gores to burn out as well, or just the Zoma burn damage to burn out as well. So you have huge amounts of damage out of nowhere, assuming your shit just resolves. That's the part that you have to assume, right? But it seems competent enough, right? This is a pretty easy one. This is just Airbellum Zoma. Maybe set Mirror Force as well. Draw for turn is Caius, so you're getting at least 4,000 points in, and then the Zomas can maybe clean things up, or the Honest plus Enemy Controller can clean things up. Who knows? Yeah, this hand looks solid. A lot of this deck is going to be baiting your opponent into playing cards. You go Monk. You pitch Enemy Controller or Mind Control, depending on the situation, because you can always sack something, one of the monsters off Cat for Enemy Controller to get some extra damage in, if that's something you're looking to do. So, yeah, this deck looks fun. This deck looks like a good time, and it looks like something that'll be easy to play after traveling and being in a different time zone, because the game plan is pretty straightforward. So I may try to play Burn something or other. I'm a big fan of Burn in Edison format. I think it's very underrated, and I think a lot of people don't know how to play against it. But that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with more in-depth testing for the PPG Summit in Fort Worth, I believe, at the Will Rogers Memorial Center, Dallas area, Dallas region. Going to be competing for $5,000 in prizing this weekend, and I certainly hope to win some of it with a deck that's exciting. I personally think that I could show up with fairies, get my third top, walk home with a couple $100 and be happy. However, that's not what you guys want to see. You guys want to see shit like this. So, I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.